couldn't be here this morning, but she asked me to extend a very warm welcome to all of you, and thank you for being here. And I know she would want me to mention the 2013 Mega Mixer Trade Expo, which is happening on March 13th, 2013. So if you're interested in being an exhibitor or just attending the event, then you can get in touch with the Business Council. So today's breakfast is the latest in a series focusing on industries. The last breakfast that we did was at New York Presbyterian Hospital, focusing on the healthcare industry. So, and today, obviously, we're focusing on tourism. It also includes hospitality and restaurants. I'd also like to acknowledge that we have Mayor Tom Roach here today of White Plains. And White Plains is doing very exciting green initiatives with electric cars and so many other things, and we really appreciate all that you're doing and setting an example. So now it's my pleasure to introduce Larry Gottlieb, who is the Director of Economic Development for the Office of the County Executive. Larry has over 20 years of experience as a top management executive in several major corporations, public affairs agencies, and a global nonprofit organization. He is responsible for retaining, attracting, and growing businesses in support of Westchester's $26 billion economy. In addition to rebranding the county as New York's intellectual capital, he has overseen nearly $500 million in new business expansion and attraction projects. The Office of Tourism and Film, as well as Westchester's Industrial Development Agency, report to Larry. He's co-founder of New York BioHud Valley and Hudson Valley Food and Beverage Alliance, board president of the Westchester Economic Development Council, Gateway to Entrepreneurship Strategic Advisor, and a board member of the Westchester Putnam Workforce Investment Board, Hudson Valley Economic Development Corporation, and Westchester County Local Development Corporation. And I mentioned all that because Larry really is connected totally to what we're talking about today and who will be on the panel. And as a member of Governor Cuomo's Mid-Hudson Regional Economic Council, Larry secured funding for the Hudson Valley's first biotech incubator at New York Medical College. And last but not least, he's a really big fan of our program, so welcome.
Now play, number 9. That's what it sounds like. Good morning, everybody. On behalf of County Executive Astorino, I want to welcome everybody here this morning. It's great to have the mayor of White Plains. White Plains is the seat of power, I guess, for the county. What a great city to be in. The mayor's done a phenomenal job, and his team in really walking the walk. There are a lot of communities that talk about being sustainable and green, but they really have done some phenomenal initiatives with more to come. So I'd like another round of applause for the mayor. I also want to thank the county's green team, I guess as we call them, really the A team, but I guess we'll call them the green team for this morning. You know, Scott, Danny, Neil, Marcia Gordon, who unfortunately couldn't be here this morning. And also, I equally want to thank the folks from Con Edison, because during these difficult economic times, certainly Tom can speak to that as an elected official, I can speak to it as part of government. Dollars are tight, and sometimes we lean heavier on private industry and other folks to help continue some of the wonderful initiatives that we have, and the Con Edison folks have graciously stepped in when we needed them to continue this program. So I'd like a round of applause for Con Edison. Ecotourism has probably been around since caveman and cavewoman times, I guess to be politically correct. Ever since the caveman kind of walked out of the cave and said, "Hey, look at that! Look at that tiger coming towards us." It's something that's been around. People have always been interested in the world around them, and in more modern times, Like my parents, when they were from the, raised in the Bronx, when they came up as a young couple, and they wanted to do ecotourism, they said, let's go to the country, and they used to drive from the Bronx to Cross County. And that was going to the country, and their kids, and like myself, went up a little further and said, man, where am I? And I was in Chappaqua, I was lost, and it was green, and it was lush, and it was beautiful. And now we talk about ecotourism and the importance of it, and you talk about kayaking, and biking, and hiking, and even going as far as an expectation on the part of people who check into hotels to see that little sign that says, please don't change the towels every day, reuse that towel. It's okay to do that. You do it in your house, use the same towel for a month. The least you could do at the hotel room is use the same towel for 2 days in a row, right? But that's becoming more of an expectation. And Westchester County, I've always felt, has always been at the forefront of ecotourism and sustainability, and having this initiative is phenomenal because it reflects positively on what people already know. It reaffirms the positive that Westchester is a phenomenal place to come from a tourism perspective. It's a phenomenal place to come from a business perspective because we do think about the environment. It is part of everything we do. It is part of the dialogue, and why you can fill a room on a somewhat snowy morning with folks at every table to talk about the subject of sustainability, which is wonderful. So I don't want to come here to hear me talk for 20 minutes or half an hour. You have a phenomenal panel discussion. But first, I want to bring up a woman who works with me. I don't say she works for me, because I always feel all the folks that work with me do work with me. Natasha Caputo is a phenomenal director of tourism and film for Westchester County. She's done an incredible job in really pulling together a lot of these disconnected pieces. And we both come from similar backgrounds, business backgrounds, and feel very, very strongly that ecotourism and what we're talking about today is really a strong piece, a very strong component of increasing the economic viability of Westchester County as a tourist destination. And so you're going to hear from Natasha, who's going to come up here, give you a little overview. But again, I want to thank everybody this morning for coming out. Westchester County and County Executive Astorino and his team feel that this initiative is incredibly important, and we're really, really happy that you came out this morning to listen to more of what we have to say collectively as a group. So thank you, and enjoy the rest of the program.
Good morning. I'm just so delighted to be here and talk about tourism. And I'm just going to give you a quick overview before the panel, and I pass it along to Scott, about what travel and tourism means for Westchester County. It is a $1.7 billion industry. It is definitely, as Larry said, an economic engine and driver. It promotes and enhances really what we are all doing and going to be talking about today. It represents 24,000 jobs in the county, and one of the industries that has seen growth last year. And on the next slide, I'm going to just also kind of what makes up this 1.7 billion. Pretty much all of you here, every segment of industry represents travel and tourism. We have a very healthy travel and tourism offering and product to our visitor that comes here. And I think that's really, and to start with the panel discussion, we have members of all the different segments represented, and you'll get to know how and what that means for business. I will also add that one of the trends in the US is when a meeting or one of our clients is here for a site visit, the question does come, what do you do in sustainable tourism? It will be the differentiation between having a meeting here or elsewhere, because that is in the conscious and it is part of the plans. So it is very important. And lastly, one of the things I just wanted to share is our support of travel and tourism. We have launched a new brand, which is Meet Me in Westchester, and you'll see these ads roll out. They have been in outside markets, and we'll continue to do that. I also want to just promote our visitor guide, and this gives you a good overview of all of our partners in addition to some of the activities and itineraries that we do. I'm happy to be part of this. I'm here for any questions, and I'm going to pass it along to Scott to start the panel. Thank you.
Good morning. So, you know where we are. Again, my name is Scott Fernquist. I work for Westchester County along with Natasha and Larry. I've actually been working on this program, the Green Business Challenge, for 3 years now, and it's a little bit like having a small child. It's like amazing how quickly we've grown. Time flies for sure, but for those of you that are new to the program or maybe have never come to one of our events, I just want to provide a very brief overview of the program so you know what we're all about. Essentially, we are a program that was started by Westchester County in partnership with the Business Council of Westchester to help all 35,000 companies in the county